Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you a super simple ICT Forex trading strategy, which is called the silver bullet. Not only am I going to teach you exactly how to trade this strategy, but I'm also going to be giving you 2 live trade examples from the VIP signals group so that you guys can actually go and break these down and understand exactly why we took this trade. So in this video, I'm going to give you a breakdown and a checklist of exactly what you need in order to enter these trades. And I'm going to show you 2 live examples of these trades in play. So I need you guys to watch this video all the way to the end, because if you do, I'm going to give you a very special surprise and I'm going to give you the actual checklist that I'm going to use in this video for completely free. So watch it all the way to the end, and before we get started, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe, because it really goes a long way into helping this channel and for me to provide all of this free education for you. But without further ado, let's jump straight into this video. Here we are inside of the VIP group. As you can see, on February 5th, I sent this US30 buy limit. Now, the reason why I sent this buy limit is because if we go over to the checklist, we can see that this is the trading plan that I was following. Now, if you guys simply follow this trading plan, you're going to be able to mark up A+ setups, which you can then use to execute in the live markets. So first and foremost, step number 1 is to identify our trading time. Now, trading begins at 3 p.m. UK time. That's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. If you're somewhere else in the world and you're not in the UK, then configure this to wherever you are. And the trading time ends at 6 p.m. So within this 3-hour window, you're willing and able to take a trade. If you don't find one, then I would highly recommend that you stop trading, because after this time, the win rate considerably drops off. Second, we have to identify structure. Are we bullish or bearish? Because we're only going to be taking trades in line with the trend. So we are only going to be taking pro-trend trades. We also want to see 5-minute volume. So we want to see a lot of volume inside of the candle, which leaves a fair value gap. Now, this will make sense more when I jump into the trade examples. But moving on to the next step, which is to take our entry on the fair value gap, which was left after this 5-minute volume candle. And last but not least, we're simply going to be targeting a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2, and that is it. We have 5 steps. You follow these 5 steps and you're going to be able to mark up A++ setups. So let's take a look at our very first example. So here we go. On February the 5th at exactly 5:02, I sent this buy limit into the VIP group. Now, if you're not part of the VIP group, then I'd highly recommend going down in the description, clicking that link to become part of the community, because as you can see, we're smashing TPs near enough every single day, and we utilize this strategy and a few others to make sure that we are consistently profitable every single month. Now, coming onto the charts, what can we identify? Well, first and foremost, we can identify that price is relatively bullish. We've put in a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and a higher high. So because we are bullish, our trend is bullish. We are pro-trend trading, which means we are only going to be looking for buys. And the second step is to make sure that we are trading within our time window. So let's take a vertical line and place it right here at 3 p.m. And then we're going to put another line right here at 6 p.m. So within this 3-hour window is the only time we're going to be looking for trade setups. So now that we've got our trading window and we've identified our structure, what we can do is tick off the very first 2 boxes. And because we've marked those off, we can now move on to the next step, which is to identify a 5-minute volume candle, which leaves a fair value gap. So coming back onto our charts, if I play price on, we can see that right here we get this massive volume candle to the upside in line with our trend. So we've just put in a brand new higher high, and expectational order flow tells us that after a higher high we see a higher low and then a continuation higher. So based off of that understanding, we're now going to come back onto our checklist and we're going to tick off this box right here. So our next step is to take the entry on the fair value gap, which was left, and then we're simply going to target a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2. So let's tick both of those off, come back onto our chart, and right here we can see that we've got this nice fair value gap, which left all of this inefficiency. Now we had this volume candle pushing to the upside, left the fair value gap in line with our trend, overall direction within our trading window. That is an A+ setup. All of the boxes have been ticked, and now we can safely enter this position. So then we take our long position tool, we place it at the open of that fair value gap. Stops go just below that low right there, because if that low breaks, we've invalidated this entire trend. And then we simply target a 1-to-1, and if you want to, you can target a 1-to-2. So now this is when I sent the trade into the VIP group, as you can see right here, US30 buy limit with all of the numbers that you need, along with a screenshot to make sure you understand where the fair value gap is. Once we've done all of that, we can now play price on, and we can see that we get tapped in. Price then does play around for a little while, but eventually we go and smash take profit. So it's nice and simple. As long as you follow the checklist, you're going to be marking up these beautiful trades and making all of this profit with me. And again, if you're not part of the VIP group and you want a hands-off experience where I do all of the work for you, mark out the trades and then send them directly to you on Telegram. Again, click that link down in the description and I'll see you inside of the VIP group. So as you can see, if you did trail your stop losses and you held this position, it would have given you a nice 127 risk to reward. Now this just goes to show the power of this trading strategy. If you find the trend and you are in line with the trend and you take a really good setup, you can always hold it past the 1-to-1, 1-to-2, and it is going to give you a lot more. It's going to give you a lot more profits, but you just have to be disciplined enough to understand how to trail your stops, not become too greedy, and make sure that you are spending time in the markets, understanding what the market is telling you. If you can do that, you can then hold these trades for an extended period of time, which is then going to give you a lot more profit. And I've seen this happen time and time again. But that was the trade that we took on the 5th of February. And because this was a long position, let me give you a trade in the opposite direction to show you what a short position is going to look like. So here we are on the 6th of February, just a couple of days ago, coming back to our checklist. And the first thing that we're going to do is identify our trading time period. So again, we're going to trade between the times of 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. UK time, and we're going to identify our structure. So let's tick both of these off, go back to our charts, and what are we looking at? Well, as we can see, we've got a very clear bearish trend, right? We've broken this previous high low right here, and we've put in this lower low. From there, we've now put in this lower high, and now we're on our way to creating a brand new lower low. This is telling us that we are in a bearish trend, and to be in line with the trend, we're only going to be taking short positions. Once we've understood that, we're then going to take our vertical line and we're going to place it at 3 p.m. and then we're also going to place it at 6 p.m. Just this way we can understand where we are in terms of our trading times, and that way it keeps us accountable, because if price goes out of this time zone, we're no longer going to look for a trade, and before this time we're no longer going to look for a trade. So this way we hold ourselves accountable and we make sure that we only trade following the checklist that I've given you guys. So now that we've done all of this hard work, we're now going to wait for price to give us a nice 5-minute volume candle which leaves a fair value gap. So let's tick that off, go back to the charts, and now if I press play, price gives us a break of structure to the downside right here, and we put in this brand new lower low, and then from there prices continuing to fall, and as we can see, we then get this beautiful fair value gap right here after we've had this massive impulsive move to the downside. So we've got a lot of volume in this area. We've got 15 minutes of consecutive downwards movement, and on top of that, price has left us this beautiful inefficiency where we've only been offered sells and no buys. This means price are going to come back to rebalance this area, and when it does, we're then going to be taking our entry, and then from there we're going to be riding with the trend and continuing downwards. So now that we've found our 5-minute volume candle that has left a fair value gap, we're then simply going to take our entry on that fair value gap, and we're going to target a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2. So coming back onto our charts, we can then take our rectangle tool and identify our fair value gap. Then we're going to take our short position tool and put our entry at the open of that fair value gap. Stops go just above this high, and then we simply target a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2. And this is again where I sent the trade into the VIP group. As we can see, US30 sell limit at 3:30 in the afternoon. Stop loss, take profit, and an image just to make sure everyone knows where the fair value gap is. Now, once all of this hard work is done, we've ticked off everything on our checklist. We're then going to rest assured that we now have identified an A++ setup, and then from there we're going to wait for price to come back and tap us in, and then as it does, in literally one candle we get tapped in and hit our take profit. Literally in less than 5 minutes we're in and out of this position. We've made our 1%, and that's it, we're done for the day. As we can see, price does also go for a nice 1-to-2 as well. So if you had held the trade a little bit longer, you could have squeezed out a little bit more profit. However, had you gone break even, it probably would have taken you out of break even. So this just goes to show that if you manage the trade correctly, you can actually hold it for a little bit longer to extract a little bit more profits. But aside from that, all you simply need to do is follow this checklist, which I'm going to give to you for completely free for watching this video all the way to the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got some great value out out of it and got to see a little bit more of exactly how we work inside of the VIP group and everything that goes on inside of this Telegram. But apart from that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. But on that note, I'll catch you guys in the next video.